Hello! Ah! Who's that ugly mug? Oh, it's me. I'm not wearing any makeup today, as you can see. Reason being is that I'm gonna do a sort of kind of girly video today, so sorry for any non-girls out there, but I'm going to do my everyday makeup routine. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this clip and get all of the hair out of my face by just clipping it up like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this primer, which is the original Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and I'm just going to put a blob of that on my fingers and rub it all over my face there. Now this one's really nice because it's such a silky primer that the finish on it is really soft and such a good base for makeup. The next thing I'm going to do is go in with my foundation, which is the NARS Sheer Glow in medium Santa Fe, I think is what it's called. So I'm just going to put a little blob on my hand and go in with a brush, which is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Don't worry about this bit being too neat. I'm just going to go all over with the brush to make sure that I've got a good sort of level of coverage. And then afterwards I'm taking my sponge, again by Real Techniques, and just blending that all in there. So my sponge is a little bit damp and I'm going in with some dabbing motions as opposed to sweeping it across my face, and that just leaves a really nice finish of the foundation to make sure it's not streaky or not clumpy. And then I'm going with my concealer, which is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer, and just doing a little triangle underneath my eyes to get rid of my hideous dark circles. And also because of Panto and the general stress of life, I've also broken out in teenage acne, which is also fun. So I'm just going to dab a little bit all over where I've got a couple of spots and blemishes. Then again, picking up the same beauty blender, I'm going to dab all of that in and make sure it's all blended out. That spot really hurt, by the way. Just dabbing it all and making sure that it's blended in with my foundation. Next I'm going to set my foundation and the concealer, and I'm using the Rimmel Clear Complexion powder, and I'm using the Real Techniques buffing brush, and I'm just taking a bit of that and then tapping it on the side to make sure I haven't got too much, and setting it all over my face, paying particular care to where we concealed. We don't want to rub that in too hard just because we don't want to move any of it. Now I'm taking the L'Oreal bronzer, and this one's called Glam Bronze, and it's shade number 6, Golden Bronze. And then I'm also taking the contour brush, again by Real Techniques, and doing sort of a little line just underneath my cheekbones. And it looks quite harsh at the moment, so do make sure that you kind of tap off any excess powder. But we're going to go in and we're going to blend it all out, because blending is the best thing you can do with makeup. So again, taking the buffing brush and just using sort of upwards kind of circular motions to get rid of any harsh lines and make it all look a bit more natural. I'm also going to contour my double chin because it is visible in a lot of angles, so we're going to do all we can to hide that, and also a little bit around my temples just because I have quite a big forehead, as I noticed while filming this video. Just going to blend all of that out again as well and start on the highlights. So I'm using the Balm Mary Luminizer. This one's a really shimmery highlight here, so I don't actually wear this one every day. Struggled to get it open as well, but we got there and it looks like that. Now I was really disappointed with this brush. It's a Makeup Revolution brush, and I washed all my brushes before I started, and this one in particular, the bristles started molting, which isn't great because I literally used it about once and that was the first time I washed it. But I mean, it was only £8, so I'm not really complaining. So I'm just going to take my highlight and do it in sort of a little C motion on the top of my cheekbones and round my eye, which is sort of the bits that I want to stand out. It's very shimmery, as you can see there, so I'm going to blend it out a little bit as well. And then I'm taking the same brush but turning it on the other side to do my blusher. Now I like to do my blusher on top of the highlight just so that the highlight can shine through a bit, but we want the blush to give some sort of depth to the face and so I don't look so pale. Now we're going to do my eyebrows. So I'm using the Makeup Academy Pro Brow. Now this cost about £4, which was great, and the Real Techniques, this is actually an eyeliner brush. And it's from their Bold Metals collection, but I thought it was perfect just to touch up my eyebrows. Do excuse the state of my eyebrows, I still haven't got them done. But I'm just filling in the edges there, particularly towards the end, so that it doesn't look too thick and harsh. I'm quite lucky that I've got quite nice, natural, thick and dark eyebrows. And I'm also going to go with the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper and just set all that up. It's like quite a gel liquid kind of setter, and that just makes sure that there are no strays. Now I'm going to do my eyeshadow, and I'm using the Stila In The Light eyeshadow palette. This one's got quite a nice selection of colours, and for the base of my eyeshadow I'm going to be using this colour here, which is called Bliss, and a brush which I think I got from Asda, that brush. But it is an eyeshadow brush, and I'm just putting that all over the base of my eyelid, just to give it some sort of colour. And then I'm going to take another brush from the Makeup Revolution set. This one's a little bit better, the bristles didn't fall out, and I'm using the bronzy colour Sunset and just putting that one in my crease. I really like this brush because it is perfect for doing your crease with. It's not too fluffy, so it's perfect for getting right into those nooks and crannies. So I'm just making sure I take it all the way to sort of 3/4 of my eyelid, and then I'm going back in with the fluffy brush and blending some of that out because I went a little bit overboard. And lastly, I'm going to be taking this dark brown shade called Sandstone and just doing the outer V with that, just to give it a little bit more depth and dimension to the eyelid. So using the crease brush again, just doing the outer corner of the crease and dragging it down a little bit towards the bottom. Now I always wear eyeliner, and I have done since I've been in about year 9. So the eyeliner I'm using is called the Exaggerate Smoke and Shine by Rimmel, and I really like this one because it's a twist up eyeliner. I don't like the pencil eyeliners at all. I can't sharpen them, I get sort of splinters, I just feel like I'm being stabbed in the eye when I use a pencil one. So twist up ones are the way forward for me, and I'm just taking that on my waterline and then sort of 1/3 of the way into the top of my eye as well, just to line out the outside of it a bit. Because I've got such dark hair and dark eyebrows, I always feel a little bit naked when I'm not wearing any eyeliner. And now, because I've got rubbish eyelashes, I need to curl my eyelashes before I put mascara on. I really envy people who can just whack on the mascara and go like there's no tomorrow. No, doesn't happen when you're half Asian, sorry. So curling the eyelashes there, doing it a bit at the bottom, a bit in the middle and on the edges as well. And I really struggle with mascara because sometimes it just doesn't work and it makes my eyelashes go down. But this one mascara I found that does work really well is the Max Factor False Lash Effect, and I'm using the waterproof one. And this one really does make the curl in my eyelash stay throughout the whole day. So I've just fallen in love with this one. And then I'm going over the ends with a bit of Roller Lash by Benefit, just to try and lengthen my eyelashes. And I'm also using that on the bottom lashes as well. As you can see, the difference there between wearing mascara and not wearing mascara. So I'm just going to do exactly the same on the other eye with the first coat of mascara and the second coat. It really does make the difference there, as you can see. Now this next bit is sort of my staple look, so I'm taking a single eyeshadow by Rimmel, and it's a white one. I just stabbed my finger into it and messed up the powder. Good one, Tash. But I'm just going to take a tiny little bit of that and put it on the inner corner of my eye. And I find this really helps to sort of open the eye and brighten it up a bit. Because I am half Asian, we're not really known for having big eyes, so every little helps, right? And finito. Right, next is the lips, and I'm using the Kiko Invisible Liner, the lip liner here. So this one's quite nice as the fact that it doesn't give any colour, but I find it gives it a good base for lipstick to go onto, and it stops it from cracking or bleeding out onto the rest of your face. And then I'm using the MAC Boldly Bare lip liner. Now this one isn't perfect for the lipstick I'm wearing, but I love the fact that it's neutral and it glides on so well to the lip. It just feels so lovely. So I'm just lining my lips with that, only ever so slightly overlining them. We don't want to do a Kylie Jenner for everyday looks. So just going around the edges of that one there. And then I'm taking my MAC lipstick in the shade Twig. This one is such a nice colour on me. It's pretty much exactly the same as my lip colour, but better. It's one of those shades, you know, your lip colour but better shades. So perfect for wearing every day. And I'm just putting that all over my lips there. This is one of the satin finishes, so it does feel really nice on the lips as well. And obviously, because it's MAC, you know the quality is going to be really good too. Nearly forgot there, my makeup setting spray. So I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter one, and this really does make such a difference to how long your makeup lasts. So I find that when I don't use it, it smudges all over my face. I look like The Grudge.
And that is it, my completed sort of everyday makeup routine. This is sort of what I tend to do. It's quite simple, it's quite natural, and perfect for your everyday life. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Give us a comment as well if there's anything else you particularly want to see. I'm all for sharing ideas, but I have got a few lined up, don't you worry. And there's a subscribe button somewhere which you can click if you want to be notified when I upload a new video, which ideally will be every week. I've said that on camera now, I'm going to have to do it every time. Thanks for watching, bye!